Hey guys, welcome back to another sports stuff video. Today, I'll be going over my sleepers and draft gems in the 2024 NFL Draft. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button notified when I post next. Let's get into this video. Starting off, we'll be going with the quarterback position. So, who was a quarterback that I believe, they don't have to turn into a superstar, but who do I believe that can genuinely come into the league and give valuable minutes who's a draft gem? I think the only one that's even worth talking about is Spencer Rattler. When it comes to Spencer Rattler, I think the best way to say it is he is a true project gunslinger quarterback. I think I see a lot of Gardner Minshew when I see Spencer Rattler. Now, is that a positive? Yes. Gardner Minshew is now, what, 5-6 years in his career. Is going to be, he started all of last year for the Colts because of Anthony Richardson's injury. He's going to be the Raiders' probably starting quarterback week 1 if they don't get a quarterback. I think Gardner Minshew is a pretty solid comp when it comes to Spencer Rattler. They have similar throwing motions. They both like to throw the ball. They're both somewhat mobile. They both have pretty good arms. I just think that when it comes to Spencer Rattler, he went to Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley, got benched with Caleb Williams, goes to South Carolina, had a not great first season, but this past year showed the improvements. I'm gonna be showing a clip right here. Let's actually go to my film room if I have it all set up correctly, and I do not have it set up correctly. So here we go. Spencer Rattler. So here he is against North Carolina. Let's see what this. Look at this. 4-step drop. Boom. With pressure in his face. Spencer Rattler, without stepping into the throw, just pure arm talent. Let's. How do I do it? Can I go slower? Let me do a little slower. Playback speed. There we go. 0.25. Let's do this a little slower. Let's watch Spencer Rattler go through this progression. So he comes in. We see the defenders. They break the offensive line. 33's coming in. Does not step into the throw. This is all velocity, all from the hip, all from his arm power. He sees 33, sees number 9 closing on him right in front of him. He sees two of his offensive linemen on the ground. One offensive lineman not even in the play. Now, I will say, Spencer Rattler in the NFL, you want to dump this off to number 5 right here. Get the easy completion. Maybe number 5 can break number 23's tackle and get a first down. No. Spencer Rattler does this. He concocts it, pressure in his face, in his throwing motion has pressure. Ball is thrown. Number 5 thought it was going to him, says, nope, it's not to me. Let me look upfield. Boom. Throws it into pretty good coverage. He finds that soft zone in that defense. Is definitely probably cover 2, cover 3 zone. You got man coverage up here. You had man coverage on the flats. You have another man coverage down here. And maybe it was a quarterback spy. I don't know, but it's definitely zone and zone. And he throws it perfectly in the zone with pressure in front of his face. Throwing motion hindered, not stepping into the throw. And boom, right into his receiver's hands. Pretty good. That's a pretty good throw. He has the prototypical gunslinger project, right? Pretty good size, pretty good arm. Probably going to be a round 3 to round 4 draft pick. A team I think should take Spencer Rattler is the New York Jets. Now, while Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be the I don't know how to say this. He doesn't want to be a coach, right? He doesn't want to coach up these young guys. But I think for the same things that Nathaniel Hackett has helped Aaron Rodgers with while he's been his quarterback's coach and OC, he do the same thing for Spencer Rattler. I do think that Spencer Rattler is a round 3, round 4 type of guy. You take him, maybe he turns into something if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. But it's a high upside draft pick when it comes to a late day 2, early day 3 kind of guy. But that's my quarterback. A couple other guys I like. I like Joe Milton. I like his arm. I like his athleticism. But I will not take any Tennessee offensive players when it comes to anything unless it's running back, right? Like running back, you run through the gap, right? But quarterback, they run such a funky offense compared to the NFL. I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm not taking a wide receiver. Not taking a tight end. Not taking really almost anyone from Tennessee's offense except for offensive linemen and running backs. Those are the only 2 positions I'd take. Yeah, that's quarterback. I like Joe Milton. I like from Tulane, Michael Pratt. But the only guy I truly think could be a hidden gem is Spencer Rattler. So let's move on to the running backs. Now, running backs, there's a lot of guys I really like. I like Isaac Guerendo from Louisville. I like Dylan Law. I like Dylan Johnson. Kamani Vittle. You guys know I've been really high on Kamani Vittle. Isaiah Davis from FCS, South Dakota State, I've been really high on. Blake Watson, Isaiah Johnson, Jawari Jordan. There's a lot of guys that I like. But when it comes to someone who could truly believe could be a bell cow running back in the NFL, it's Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. Braylon Allen, he's not, really getting at top 5, top 6 running back hype. But when it comes to bouncing off guys tackling him, there's not anyone much better than Braylon Allen. Let's go to the film room. So here we have Braylon Allen versus Eastern Michigan. I really looked up. So, I remember when this play happened, right? I'll look up highlights, looking for these highlights, because I know they're going to be in these clips. I'm happy that the very first clip is the Braylon Allen play that I was looking for from when he first started for the Wisconsin Badgers. The Badgers, right? I feel dumb. But, let me mute it. So let me go to, let's just watch the play happen, right? Let's watch the play happen. So, boom, handoff, boom. TFL, nope, breaks it. Can't go down. Fights for extra yardage. I remember when Braylon Allen did that in 2021. I remember. So, let's go to one of the more recent games. Was it against Rutgers? It is. Yes, against Rutgers. Here we go. Let's go to this play now. Same thing. Let's watch it play out. Oh, that's an ad. So here he is against Rutgers. This is a play I was looking for as well. Boom. High snap. Terrible handoff. Still gets it off. Shows maneuverability. Cannot get tackled. Braylon Allen is a guy that I generally think can hold an offense on his shoulders. We see in this clip. We'll go back and go to... Oh, no, that's subtitles. We'll go back. Go to playback speed. 0.5. Let's go back and watch that play one more time. So, boom. High snap. Immediately right here, you're like, oh, you got to get that ball handed off quick. That's not good. Look at how high your quarterback can jump. Not okay. So, already the snap is going to be a little bit more fumble than usual. But Braylon Allen, boom, is patient. Like Le'Veon Bell. Now, this isn't typical Le'Veon Bell, right? Le'Veon Bell definitely was more patient than that. But he did a stutter step to find the opening. Eventually, the gap open. He takes the opening. Cuts in. Does not lose any speed. Oh, come on. Breaks that tackle. Why is it not doing this? Breaks that tackle. Breaks one more tackle. And into the end zone. And the first clip from the one that I was trying to find, that luckily was the very first one. We'll go through this one again. Boom. Snap the ball. Hand off to Braylon Allen. He runs in. Does not get stopped. Boom. Could have been another TFL. Does not get stopped. Could have been a 3-yard gain. Does not get stopped. Fights for the first down. That was all muscle from Braylon Allen. This is him 3 years ago. Braylon Allen has shown consistent growth when it comes to being a bell cow running back. I think he has the skill. He has the maneuverability. He has the trucking ability. Has the speed. Has the ball balance. Braylon Allen, to me, is my diamond in the rough when it comes to running backs, who I think could genuinely lead an offense as a running back. Moving on, let's go to the wide receivers. Now, with wide receiver, there are so many guys that I think are gems, right? There's Malik Washington, Tez Walker, Troy Franklin, Marcus, Rosemary Saints? Is that his name? I just completely butchered his name. Marcus Rosemary Jack Saints, sorry. Isaiah Williams from Illinois. I'm trying to think. Dominic Lovett, Hayden Hatton. There's so many guys I think later in the draft can be really good role players. This guy, though, I think has the true ability to be a wide receiver 1. And that is Taj Washington from USC. Let's go to the film room. If I can click the button to get over there. There we go. So, this is one of my favorite plays of Taj Washington in 2023. It just showed me. Let's just watch the clip. Let's watch the clip. Let's just watch it, right? Right here. Boom. 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 Man! He's manhandled him. Let's go back. And I'm gonna go in slow-mo and tell you what I saw. What I saw in this play. So, Taj Washington. Where is Taj Washington? He is right here. He is the Z receiver, the slot guy in this play. But he ends up being the outside receiver. So, wheel routes. As you can see, he doesn't. I'm trying to explain this in quick terms. So we're gonna see him. See that? He started going up, saw the coverage, went down, and then right here, I don't know what that number. I didn't see his number, but right here, this receiver is gonna go up that way. He's gonna make this defender leave the area and leave. That's just a one-on-one for Taj Washington. Caleb Williams, his eyes never left Taj Washington. Boom. Great throw. But most importantly, look at the separation. That is what? He is 1, 2, 3, 4 yards of separation. He has to slow down. If he leads Taj Washington, this defender never even has a chance at touching him. But Taj Washington slows down. Look at this angle of his feet. Should have been on the ground. Gets his balance back. Fights the defender. Boom. Touchdown USC. I want to watch that one more time. I want to watch that where we see the separation. If this ball is not underthrown and it's led more where he's throwing to maybe the 6, 7, 8 yard hash, Taj Washington is easily being untouched into the end zone. Let's pause it a little more. Right here. So he is at right here. The 2 dash, 1, 2, 3, that's 3 yards. So he peaks out at 4 yards of separation. He's gone. He absolutely gone. If that ball's let on. Fights the receiver, boom. Ends up in the end zone. He's a physical receiver. He has a speed. He can get separation. He has good hands. They use him as a gadget guy as well. I mean, Taj Washington's only 5'10", 175. I've been saying Taj Washington, in my opinion, can be a Tyler Lockett. A 5'10", 185-pound at his prime receiver who is considered one of the best route runners and technicians in the NFL. That is my opinion, his peak. If Taj Washington can get to his peak, it is Tyler Lockett. A really good wide receiver who maybe isn't a Super Bowl winning wide receiver one, but is a really good quality wide receiver one, right? He has the speed, he has the hands, he has the dominance when it comes to trying to get tackled. A lot of times they use him as a gadget guy to where he's kind of like, if you guys saw Tyreek Hill in Kansas City, a lot of times Tyreek doesn't catch the ball 30 yards downfield. He catches it at the line of scrimmage and turns upfield and hits the second gear. Taj Washington played a lot of that type of role at USC. If Taj Washington can get on the sense of the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that is the best offense for him to get into. That type of pro style gunslinger type of offense where it's all reliant on the quarterback and fast, agile wide receivers who you can trust with good hands. That is Taj Washington. In my opinion, his absolute cap is at Tyler Lockett, who's a good wide receiver 2 or 3 on a Super Bowl caliber team, right? You're going to get him in day 3. I don't think he's a round 3 receiver. I think that's the most he'll get is in the 3rd round. But in my opinion, he's a 4th or 5th round wide receiver that this past season put up 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, averaged 18 yards per reception. He only had a 1.7% drop rate. He had a 66.7% contested catch rate. That sounds like Tyler Lockett to me. He's one of the better deep threats in the NFL in college football. Still a great slot threat as well. So if you want him to start in the slot in year 1 as he develops his outside ability in the NFL, you can do that. But I think he plays bigger than 5'10", right? Just that play alone. He is battling that defender. And it looks like from the angle, both of his legs are on the ground. But regains his balance and gets in the touchdown. That's the guy I want when it comes to a 5th round wide receiver who can impact day 1, who has high upside to be a true wide receiver number 1. Now moving on, let's go to tight ends. Same thing with wide receiver. I think there's a lot of really good quality tight ends in this year's draft. I really don't think there's any like bad ones you can take, whether it's Ben Sinnott, Cade Stover, Theo Johnson, Jaheim Bell, AJ Barner for more of that run blocking tight end. Same with Brevin Spanford. Obviously Jatavion Sanders as well as Brock Bowers. But in my opinion, the true diamond in the rough is Dalen Holker from Colorado State. A 6'5", really good receiving tight end. And we see in the NFL that receiving tight ends are really blossoming right now. but Dalen Hawker is still a solid run blocker. Maybe isn't a true tight end number one due to his athleticism, but I think he can overcome that. We've seen him overcome it in college. I think if he just gets more of a frame on him, right? I think he has a lot of muscle, but as he ages into that 25, 26-year-old body of like pure muscle in the NFL, I think Dalen Hawker could be a really good receiving tight end. He had 766 yards this past year, 6 touchdowns, 12 yards per reception. Let's move into the film so I can show you what I see in Dalen Hawker. So here is the Colorado State game. This was the first game that I watched actually watching Dalen Hawker, because I didn't realize he was draft eligible this year. I thought it was next year was his 3rd year. But this is the game, because I watched a lot of Colorado in the preseason, in the early parts of the season, kind of tailed off towards the end. But I was rooting for Colorado. I really wanted, Deion Sanders to succeed. So this was where I'm like, oh, Dalen Hawker's a dog. Like, this is a dog. Let's just watch the play as it goes, right? Let's just see what happens. Boom. Goes. And he's gone. So let's go back and watch what just happened. Because I'm very impressed with what he did in this play. So let's go to 0.5. We'll skip up. So boom. As you can see, he is ahead of his man. If a good tight end, a good quarterback, he's throwing it more over here, over his shoulder. So he's more reaching like this instead of reaching towards the ground. You want to lead the receiver more in this zone because he beat this corner. And he's a bigger guy. He's going to beat him in a one-on-one matchup as he does. Right over here is where you actually want to throw the ball. The quarterback throws it more over in this area. As you can see, boom, he underthrew it. Gave that defender a chance to not only pick the ball off, but bat the ball away. But Dalen Hawker reaches that 6'5" frame all the way down to the ground, picks it off, and makes sure the defender can't even, at least get a batted ball. Catches it, turns upfield immediately, secures the ball, looks to hit the guys, knows that he can make the angle, finds the angle, and boom, touchdown. That's athleticism. I think that Dalen Hawker has the upside to be a true tight end number one. I see shades of not only Rob Gronkowski, but I see shades of Vernon Davis, right? A solid run blocker. Well, Rob Gronkowski is one of the best tight ends when it comes to run blocking. But Vernon Davis is a solid run blocker, but a very, very good receiving tight end who can use his body however he needs to, get the ball in his hands, secure it, and uses his athleticism to get, further than these other guys, right? Whenever I hear the complaints that athleticism isn't there, watch the Colorado versus Colorado State game. That game alone secured in my mind Dalen Hawker as a draft pick. I think it's a dude I would take in day 2, whether it's the 2nd or 3rd round. I think Dalen Hawker is one of the better tight ends in this class. I probably have him ranked 3 or 4 in the tight end rankings. And let me go to the rankings. We got what? We got Brock Bowers, Ja'Tavion Sanders. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Dalen Hawker. Yep. Dalen Hawker is firmly number 3 at my tight end rankings. I think he's a really good pass catcher, has really good mobility, really good athleticism, and still has a really good frame for run blocking. I've seen tight ends who have been okay at run blocking become great, aka David Njoku. But Dalen Hawker, I see Rob Gronkowski mixed with Vernon Davis when it comes to receiving ability of using their body to get an upper hand against a defender, and an okay run blocker who can grow into his frame. So yeah, Dalen Hawker is my tight end sleeper. Now, let's move into the offensive line. So at tackle is a lot of guys I really like. Shout out to Jalen Sundle from NDSU. I'm a pretty big fan of Jalen Sundle. He was a part of that Cordell Volson, Cody Moak. He was part of that offensive line in 2021, 2022, that I believe won the national championship for FCS. But yeah, Jalen Sundle, Ethan Driscoll from Marshall. But my number one draft gem is Roger Rosengarten from Washington. This past season, he let up no sacks on their way to the national championship. Didn't win, obviously, but they did go to the national championship. He played right tackle, but I truly believe Roger Rosengarten has the technique to play left tackle. He's a 6'6", 300-pound man. That I truly believe that if Roger Rosengarten can get to the right offense, I think there's a really good chance of him becoming a starter one day. So let's move over to the film. I chose the Senior Bowl because the Senior Bowl is where most people now know of Roger Rosengarten. That's where I liked him beforehand, but the Senior Bowl solidified all my opinions on him. So let's go to the film of Roger Rosengarten. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is Roger Rosengarten versus Marshawn Keeneland. what school is he from, Marshawn? He's not in my opinion. I don't think he's really draftable. But I care about. But I was watching this and I looked up Marshawn Nealon. But yeah, this is the rep that Roger Rosengarten at right tackle had against Marshawn Nealon. Let's see what it looks like. Boom, boom. Get him out of the pocket. Don't give up leverage. That was almost perfection. That was as close to perfection as you can. He looks a little, like from this frame right here, maybe he's not as center of gravity as you would want, but definitely not the worst in the world. Let's go back to 0.5 speed and let's go into that rep again. So, Roger Rosengarten at right tackle. Let's see it. Like, gets that first step out, immediately starts sliding his feet. Good. Has his hands up and ready to get on his shoulder pads. Boom. That's not the best, right? That's probably not the best rep. But he did kind of over push his hands into Marshawn's shoulder pads. So he kind of gave up that leverage to go around him. But Roger regains his footing. You see his arm goes right back up, pushes him outside the pocket. Yeah, absolutely demolished him that rep when it comes to the ends. The quarterback is over here in the pocket just chilling while Roger Rosengarten has pushed him all the way out to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. He's pushed Marshawn Nealon out. Roger Rosengarten, 6'6", 300 pounds. I think he has the versatility to move over to left tackle. Even if he does stay at right tackle, I think he has the technique to become a starter at right tackle in the future. In fact, you can get him in what, round 3, round 4. Some mocks even say round 5. I think round 3, round 4 is where Roger Rosengarten should probably go as of this point. More of a project tackle, but if your team has the ability to wait on Roger Rosengarten for year 2, year 3, where he gets a little bit more muscle, a little bit more ready for the NFL, I think that you can genuinely prep him to be your starter in a few years. And I think that's something that a lot of teams need, is a young, promising guy that could be a starter for them. Maybe it's not year 1, right? I think there is some flaws that you saw. He overstepped, and the defender was able to go by his shoulder because he overstepped. But then he let his arm get back up and start pushing them out to where they're 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he had Marshawn on his knees. Like, that's crazy in my opinion that he was able to when he did fill the rep, he won the rep at the end of the day. Like, that's what you got. You as a tackle, the play's never dead, right? The play's never dead. We saw that in the Spencer Rattler play where his left tackle was just like, bro, go help your quarterback. And I think that Roger Rosengarten is the type of guy that, like, as we saw, he lost the rep, and where the guy could have gone around and got a quarterback, but he kept going through the rep and ended up winning the rep. So I think Roger Rosengarten is my draft gem at tackle. Now let's go to interior offensive lineman. So for my draft gem at interior offensive lineman, I'm going to have only one. Obviously, center. I like Bo Limmer. I like Cedric Van Pran, as they're pretty equal in my mind when it comes to the secondary option at center. But for guard, there's so many guards I like. Whether it's Mahogany, whether it's McCormick, whether it's Haynes from UConn. There's so many guards I actually genuinely like in this draft. But in my opinion, the most underrated slept-on guard is Zach Zinter from Michigan. I think part of it is because he did have a season-ending injury, so maybe people are worried about it might, linger into his first NFL season. But I'm on the way on Zach Zinter, right? He's a 6'5", 295, 300-pound guy. Let me see what his numbers are. He's 6'6", 322. Sorry, 6'6", 322. Came from a run-defending scheme, but showed a lot of promise as a pass blocker as well. If we go to his rankings, he had a 74 pass blocking grade and a 76 run blocking grade. Both zone and gap had a 73 grade. So no matter what scheme you run, he's a really good right guard. I think can make the move to left guard as well. But powerful interior offensive lineman. Let's go look at the film. Right here, I have 2 plays I wanna like bring forth, both a run blocking and a pass blocking play that I think that he absolutely killed it. So here we go. Here's the first play. All right, that's the first one. And the second play. All right. Now let me show you what I saw in those 2 plays that I think every single offensive coordinator in the NFL and every O-line coach saw in the NFL. Go to 0.5 so I can actually pause it and point out what I saw. So, come on, next screen. Come on. There you go. So right here, look at the play. We're going to follow him. Zach Zinter runs up, makes the hole, running back is able to go in. Boom. Exactly what you want from your guard in this goal line and play is, hey, create a gap wide enough for a running back to slide through. Zach Zinter led the path to get to the end zone. So now let's go to a pass blocking play where, again, right guard. So, boom, ball is about to be hiked. Zach Zinter stops a deep tackle, pushes him back, loses leverage because of number 47, kind of making him, get pushed off a little bit. So right here, if Zach Zinter takes, any seconds off this play, it's a free run to JJ McCarthy. He can't escape out the left. He can't escape out the right. Maybe he can do a dump off right here. But if he holds onto the ball, he's going to get creamed if Zach Zinter doesn't do what he's about to do. Zach Zinter turns on the boosters, makes a gap for JJ McCarthy to run through. And look at this. Pushes him, boom, out of the play. That defender is now completely out of the play. No matter what, if you lose the beginning of a rep as an offensive lineman, like I said with Roger Rosengarten, if you lose the beginning part of the rep, like he did, because if he did not come back and make that defender get pushed out of the pocket, because number 47 slightly made him go off balance, so he had to regain his balance to go and get the defender. If he did not re-engage that block, JJ McCarthy does not get that throw off. He does not have a lane to run, to get open. He does not have time to throw. Can't go to the left. Can't go to the right. Maybe gets a dump off to number 7. I believe that's Donovan Edwards. But his options are very limited. Because of what Zach Zinter does, JJ McCarthy can either run the ball, probably to fourth and 2, or he throws the ball and gets to number 8 right here, right? Yep, throws the ball to number 8. Boom, they get a first down. That's all because Zach Zinter, yes, lost the rep initially, but then re-engaged the block after he had lost and then won the rep overall. That's all you want to see from an offensive lineman. If you lose initially, win overall. Whether, obviously we want them to win immediately and win the rep overall, but if you lose the rep immediately, win it overall. Roger Rosengarten and Zach Zinter both do that. They both are really good options to play both left guard, right guard, left tackle, right tackle. They both have the technique, both have the power. Now, they're going to go later in drafts. One of them because he's just kind of not better than the other options, and Zach Zinter due to an injury, but I think both those guys are my draft gems at offensive line. So, yeah, that's my video. I'm going to do 2 different videos, one for offense, one for defensive gems that I see. Again, me and my brother will be going live for the NFL draft on Thursday, August. Thursday, April 25th. I do not know what time. What time is the NFL draft? So, Sports Stuff will be doing a draft-a-thon on Thursday, April 25th. Probably starting at 6 p.m. is when we're going to start streaming, right? Right here on Sports Stuff. Me and my brother are going to be having fun, drinking some Dr. Pepper, eating some food, watching the NFL draft, reacting to it, giving our grades as it goes for round 1. That is April 25th at 6 p.m. The stream will start until whenever the first round ends. Then day 2 of the draft, it'll be right here in this setting, right? It'll be in this setting with just me. Round 2 and round 3 in this setting. Still a draft-a-thon for that next day, but it'll be in a different setting. My brother won't be here. It'll just be me. Then day 3, there will not be a stream for me. I'll be watching the draft still, but will not be streaming for me. So yeah, round 1 at 6 p.m., April 25th. Please come join us. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. This will be my 4th annual draft-a-thon for Sports Stuff. So yes. That's my announcements. I'll be every single video I have until the draft will be announcing that. Please, come by, even if it's only for a couple of minutes. Just say hi, interact with us. But yeah, so let's go over my rankings for offense, my gems again. For quarterback, I think it's Spencer Rattler. I like his prototypical gunslinger mobility. I like his arm talent. I like his in the face of pressure, still being able to get the ball off. I see him as a Gardner Minshew type of guy. Then running back is going to be Braylon Allen. I like his post-contact rebalancing of his body, right? I like his contact overall. I like his speed. I like his cutability when it comes to, cutting to get a better leverage. And I like his patience behind the line of scrimmage until the gap opens. At tight ends, I think it's Dallin Holker, right? I saw Rob Gronkowski, Vernon Davis type of guy where it's a really good pass catcher with a high upside pass blocker. Dallin Holker is my guy at tight end when it comes to draft. Wide receiver is Taj Washington. I see him as a Tyler Lockett type of wide receiver 1 for maybe not a Super Bowl caliber team, but a really good team. And a wide receiver 2 or 3 for a Super Bowl championship team. I see Tyler Lockett mixed with Tyreek Hill, right? I think Tyler Lockett for his route running and for his hands and for his just knowing where to get in the zones and getting separation. Then Tyreek Hill for his gadget ability. I think you can have him at the halfback role. He runs a wheel route. You dump it off a yard after the line of scrimmage, and he gets a second jet, and he goes for a touchdown. I like his separation. I like his speed, his hands, his agility. I like Taj Washington as a potential wide receiver 1 in the third, fourth, fifth round. Then at offensive tackle is Roger Rosengart, and a lot of people's sleeper right now. I like his technical ability. I think he has the power to move over to left tackle, but maybe he is gonna be a right tackle for the future. But I think any team in round 3 or 4 should take Roger Rosengart and get him locked up on your team, get him developed, and by year 2, year 3, can be a starting really good right tackle or left tackle. Excuse me. Then, last one for offense is the interior offensive line. I like a lot of guys, but my true gem in the 3 interior offensive line positions is Zach Zinter at right guard, the Michigan guard, who, yes, is injured, is one of the main reasons he's not a higher draft pick. But if you can get him in round 3, round 4 because of his injury, you do it, right? Really good run blocker, does both gap and gap and zone schemes, right? Zone blocking and gap blocking, and he's a really good pass blocker as well, right? We saw him re-engage that block. He has the motor to keep going when a play starts lasting longer than it should. I like Zach Zinter at guard. So that's my offensive gems, right? I have a lot more, but those are the guys that if I had to say, who do you think in this position group is going to become a quality starter later in the draft? Those are my guys. Spencer Rattler, Braylon Allen, Dalen Holker, Taj Washington, Roger Rosengarten, and Zach Zinter. So if you guys enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I post next. And again, April 25th at 6 p.m., Sports Stuff is hosting a draft-a-thon for round 1, 2, and 3 of the NFL draft. So please come support us, come hang out, come chill. I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.